Lutwyche, and today we're going to talk about the application process. So the first thing you're going to need to do is make an appointment with a broker, and they will discuss with you your options and sign you up to a product that suits your needs. The next thing we're going to need to do then is get all your supporting documents together and sign them up and send them over to the bank so that they can assess your application. So once it's lodged, it normally takes 2 to 4 business days for the bank to have an initial assessment of your application. Once we get that back, depending on what bank it is, we will either have already done the valuation for you, which is another 4 days we allow for that, or the bank will order it at that point in time. At the same time, the bank may ask for further information or clarification on some of the items that have been submitted to the bank already. So what we normally do is send them all back in one go, because if they ask for 4 items and we send them all individually, every time we send that item to the file, your file then goes back to the beginning of the queue. So we'd like to send it all in one go. And then the bank will, once they get the valuation back as well, they will look at everything we've sent them. They may then again ask for further information. It has been known to happen, good old banks. And then they will do what they call a final credit check. So that's about another 4 days, and depending on how much you're borrowing, you may have to go for a lender's mortgage insurance check as well through the bank's insurer, which can be another 2 business days on top of that. Once that comes back and it's all being ticked off as okay, we then get your final approval. You normally get a phone call from either myself or your broker and give you the good news. At that point in time, depending on what you are doing for your application, if it's a purchase, we send a copy of the approval over to your solicitor and a copy to yourself as well. However, if it's a refinance, we send off the discharge authority at that point in time. Some banks ask for the discharge before formal approval. Actually, there's only one bank in particular that does that, but otherwise we send them at approval out to the bank that you are discharging from. Now with discharges, the bank that you're discharging from works at their own pace, so I can't follow it up with them, or the broker can't either due to privacy issues. Some banks take up to 30 business days to process theirs, so it's always a good idea if once we've sent that, we'll give you confirmation that we've sent it, if you give them a call and stress the urgency if needs be. If you have a conjunction for a purchase settlement happening, especially, give them a chase up from your side of things. If it is a purchase, then the next step that will happen is your loan documents will be issued from the bank or the bank solicitor, and that can take 2 to 4 business days for that to happen as well. And the same with the refinance, you'll also get your mortgage documents as well. So depending on how long it takes for you to fill those out and get them back, the bank then takes, once they've been received, around 2 business days to certify those, and they'll either let your solicitor know that they've been received and they're all okay and they're ready to take a settlement booking, or they will then start calling the bank that you're discharging from to book in the settlement, and hopefully your bank will be ready by then. If you are doing a top-up or a switch, happens slightly different. For a top-up, you'll still get your loan documents, but instead of the bank contacting a solicitor or another bank to finalise the settlement, they'll actually just fund it internally themselves. And if it's a switch, some banks will send you out loan documents, some won't. Some will just do the switch automatically and be done with it, and some will issue documents to come back. And again, that's another 48 hours once they've been certified for them to make those changes. And so that's about it in relation to the process. We recommend, if you're getting a purchase, allow 21 days for finance and also 45 days for settlement, because depending on the banks and how busy they are, timeframes can be blown out from those estimates that I've just given you. And also, if they come back and ask for items individually, which they've been known to do, it does take those 2 to 4 days for them to pick up the file again. So they may ask you for 3 different bits of information, but it might not be at the same time. So we say allow 21 days for finance, 45 days for settlement. And that's all we're doing today. Speak to you soon.